Welcome to another episode of the Bludd Heart Podcast. I hope everyone is enjoying their season so far, getting lots of loot, all the things, getting Paragon levels, getting your 5 main stat. I got Rekka here with me. Rekka, how's your week been?
Very quiet. I haven't played much of anything this week.
What? Why not? What have you been doing?
My ear has been bad, as we know, and when I was in Diablo, it was actually making me very dizzy.
Oh, really? So you haven't? I thought you would at least maybe play some video games. You know?
No, I've played a little bit here and there of WoW, just because I don't know what's going. Well, it's probably the spinning from playing God DH, and then my other character is Bob,
Vertigo,
which is also spinning, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But it's getting better, so at least I'll be back in soon. But yeah, it's been quiet for me.
That's unfortunate. I've been playing, as you know, but I guess I've been also packing. I'm moving next weekend, so it's been like streaming and then Diablo and then just like packing my whole house and getting ready to move my life. And
wait, you're moving next week? You haven't already moved?
Yeah, everyone's like, how was the move? I'm like, I was packing. Stop asking. Yeah, for like a week I was telling everybody I was packing this weekend and then moving the following weekend, but I don't know. Lost in translation, I suppose.
Yeah, it's been quite funny. That's the most common question this week. How's the move?
Yeah. Like moving the stuff into boxes? Yeah, that's been about the only move. But yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, I'm moving just 5 minutes west of where I live. It's just a 2-bedroom, so I have more space. I'm going to separate my stream room from my bedroom. That way I won't be in the same room all day. 16 hours a day. So yeah, little change of scenery.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a separate room in Arizona?
Yeah, I had a 2-bedroom in Arizona, so I was more productive, I think, because I had more space, I think. Yeah, it's probably not good, right, to be in the same room all the time.
It's like a headspace thing as well, because you don't have that cut off. I know you stop stream, go have dinner and things, but then it's kind of like you're going back to work, being in the same room when you go to sleep. It's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
I prefer having the second room, definitely, because I already have problems sleeping. And if my PC was in my bedroom, I would never sleep.
Yeah. Like it teaches your body, this is for sleeping. This room's for sleep. And this room's for work. So hopefully. And then it's got a nice view too, so I can open the window. And right now I'm on the ground floor. So like when I'm streaming and if I leave the window open and people can hear me when they walk by, it's a little weird, because we get into weird topics on stream sometimes,
Who's this guy talking to all day?
Yeah. Come on, honey, this is the crazy house. Let's keep it moving here. So I think it'll be better. I'm excited. I'm gonna be hopefully be just the weekend, and then I'll be back on Monday. And I'm gonna try to make a dual PC setup and make a little YouTube set maybe, so that when I film YouTube videos, it's a little different. I don't know. I got more space to work with. Yeah. Nice.
So we get a new house tour?
Yeah.
At some point?
Yeah, should. As
Everyone
soon as I get it
loves
together.
a house tour?
Yeah, it'll be the 2020 house tour. True. Yeah,
It
probably.
only feels like it's so close ago that you was doing the other house tour. I don't know. It's gone so fast, I think, anyway.
Yeah. 2 years I've been here. I guess I've been moving every 2 years or so. It's like my limit.
Yeah. Don't want to do it too often, all the hassle.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I moved to Arizona after 2 years and then moved back. Then I've been here for 2 years, so then moving again. I'm excited though. Normally when you move, you're super stressed, and I think I'm normally I don't want to do this, but I've been so excited, I guess, because it's all positive for me.
Yeah, I hate moving. Packing everything is easy because I keep every box that things have come in. So everything goes back into the original packaging, which is handy, but at the same time, it's kind of awkward because then you've got to kind of double pack everything. So Yeah, I don't know. I won't be moving for quite a while, I hope, anyway.
Yeah. It sucks overall, but this time it's pretty pog, I guess. I'm excited.
Mia has more space to run around and cause chaos, I suppose.
Yeah, Mia's like, ooh, more space. Thank you for buying me a bigger apartment. I appreciate that, Mr. Shed. Yeah, thank you. So yeah. What's the first news thing of the week? I could talk about packing all week, I guess. all episode. Yeah.
So sadly, your necro died.
Yes. Yeah, I lost a hardcore character. People have been complaining about the lag, right? And I don't know exactly what they're doing. I've gotten a lot of feedback from IT professionals, air quotes, right, in chat. I don't know what they're doing in the servers, but there's been lag since launch night, and it finally caught up to me. I was procced, and I was running to a shield pylon, and the server froze for like 1.5 seconds. You can't, pause it. You can't do anything. So having a necromancer frozen in density for 1.5 seconds is not good. It's pretty much you're not going to survive if you're not casting abilities or anything. So that was wild. Yeah, that was
very weird. Like, I've seen, I've been looking around the forums and Reddit and things, and people are complaining, even on console, that they're having lag, which is weird for console. I've never really played console, but I wouldn't expect them to have lag like we do. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the servers are different like that, right? That doesn't make any sense. But maybe not. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, they've been saying they get FPS drops as well when the seasonal's about to be incoming, when the screen's all changing. Console has been having FPS drops. And I'm wondering whether kind of the same thing might be happening on PC as well. And it's not a fully server problem. It's, I don't know. It's a little weird.
Yeah, every time this is like my third or fourth DC death from the server, like the server specifically. Not like my internet provider, maybe like my third server death. And every time there's a server death, something major happens like the next week. Like there was like a ban wave the next week that happened to me. Another time we had like some kind of huge patch or whatever. So I almost think they're working on the server, like, getting maintenance, uploading stuff, getting things ready for like a rollout, or they're rolling, they're doing Warden, like, the anti-cheat program. It wouldn't surprise me if there was something in a few days, because that's usually what happens.
I noticed that Conan was saying a few days ago that clan chat wasn't working on EU, and it was very weird. In WoW, my friends and the guild that I'm in, their Discord, no guild chat was working either. And that was really strange for Conan to be saying clan chat wasn't working in D3. They're saying guild chat isn't working in WoW because their servers are totally different. It didn't make any real sense that both games would be down for chats. Like, especially guild chat. I don't think I've ever seen guild chat not work. Like, people were shown in their guild, but anytime you typed anything, it wasn't being sent. I suppose that was happening in Diablo as well, which was really odd. Like, something is happening with everything, it seems.
One of the dudes that is one of these professionals, so I don't know like the actual technical terms, but basically he's saying like they're getting DDoS constantly, and every 30 minutes they're shifting the server or their address or something. They're shifting things around. That's why about every 30 minutes. And it's kind of true, because about every 30 minutes I get a crazy spike or whatever. So I don't know if it's true, but it seems like it, right? So he said like every 30 minutes they're shifting things. So like the DDoS can't keep up with it or something across all Blizzard games. So I don't know if that's true, but it's interesting to see if they're like trying to prevent like a massive shutdown, because they, like sometimes you get that red bar on the BattleNet, right? That says, they're being attacked or servers are overloaded, things like that.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like, that would make sense because, it's not often that something happens to both games at the same time. Yeah. Especially something like clan and guild chats, like, that's unheard of. So yeah, I could go for maybe they're trying to protect themselves. Like we had been playing for a while in groups last week, and someone else wanted to join after someone left. And when I invited that person, someone in the group from the start, they got stuck in a loop and they had to actually exit the full game and come back in before it'd work again. They just couldn't do anything.
Oh,
it
wow.
was like, yeah, it totally got them stuck. They couldn't loot anything. They couldn't really move. So yeah, it was really, really odd. Like odd little things like that. I don't know. I know DDoS isn't great, but you'd expect them maybe to have better protection. They're supposed to have protection from it. So it's a little weird that it can keep happening. I don't know how the whole thing works. I know they can flood their servers. But yeah, when you're supposed to have protection against it, it's a little weird.
Yeah. Hopefully they can figure it out for everybody, especially before D4 gets here, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Get this, like, learn ways, I guess, to counter, like, act it, to defend against it, because that would suck on launch night of D4 or something really good, or like Shadowlands even this year. We get Shadowlands, you know, and then just the server gets blasted or something, just because these nerds want to attack companies for no reason. Doesn't make any sense.
I'm expecting something to happen again with Shadowlands, only because BFA had the quest in Orgrimmar, everyone got stuck. Well, the majority of people got stuck clicking the vial. Same thing happened in Wall of Draenor. You had to click the one portal to try and get through. No one could click it. Yeah. So if it's a clickable thing again, people are gonna get stuck. I got stuck on the table, finally managed to get back in BFA, and got stuck then on the Griffin to the Stormwind scenario. So I got stuck twice.
Dang it. Yeah, I beat the BFA because I was just like there waiting, you know. So as soon as it went live, I was like one of the first people, and I got out quick. But yeah, I mean, if you're just like even normal speed, you're going to get caught. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, their servers are good apart from launch nights generally. So it'd be interesting if they have a smooth launch for Shadowlands. It'll probably be good for D4.
Yeah,
hopefully, but the servers are going to be updated compared to what D3 are anyway, which is a good thing. They're very
full
old
engine
now.
from the ground up and all that. So that, well, hopefully they have like extra protection from this new technology that they're building. It'll be pretty cool. One thing about Diablo, we've been getting just a crazy amount of questions, right? Like, what kind of questions we've been getting? Like, I think you've been writing these down because they've been crazy, right?
I have, yeah. So I've taken some of the most common questions asked. Some of them are asked a lot, but I haven't included them because they're very specific based on someone's build, and you know, it's a little, you know, too, I don't know,
specific.
Yeah, too specific. So some of the random comments, you know, a lot of people are always asking, how do I gear up? And in the past, loot sharing was quite a thing. You know, you would always see it in the communities, 3 bulbs looking for another bulb for loot share and things like that. We don't see much of that anymore. People do share loot once you're in a group. You'll drop things in town and things, but we don't see much of people specifically asking for loot share anymore.
Yeah. Somebody asked that yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I mean, loot sharing is the best, but like you just said, nobody mentions it anymore. That is the fastest way. If you can group up with 3 other demon hunters, then you have 4 times the chance to get loot. And, you know, the odds are one of them doesn't need the belt or like the bracers, and they can throw it your way. So loot sharing used to be huge back in the day. And yeah, you're right. Like, I haven't even heard anybody mention it in a long time. And that is by far the fastest way to gear up, because you have, you know, multiplying your chances to get loot every second. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So that would be the fastest way for sure, if you can get a group going. Even if you do pugs or something, like let's say you do like a public game for T16 and you don't see any barb and you want barb gear, then you just log out, wait a few seconds, join back, get a new group until you find like a barb or whatever class you're looking for. And then just politely ask them, say, hey, like, I'm going to throw some ancients on the ground. Do you mind throwing me like any barb gear you don't want? I'm trying to make one or whatever. Like that kind of stuff is like how I would used to gear back in the day too. It's just way faster in general.
Yeah. It's like I see more of now people not wanting to loot share, but people want to bring a totally ungeared character into runs so you can run them through things and stuff.
Oh, yeah. The lazy level of loot share.
Yeah. The lazy level. I'm fine helping, clan friends and things do that. But, I see a lot of it in the communities, and it's always you check them out. And I think, I would generally help someone if they're a bit more new to the game, or they've, started a bit late or things like that. But you check them out and they've got like 2 other geared characters, and then it's a bit, I don't know about helping.
You're like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Carry you. Yeah. Are you going to do it for me as well? Because, I've got other characters. So yeah, it
has to be like mutually beneficial, or they have to just be like a baby, right? Like fresh out of water, and you just want to help them out. It's kind of weird if they have characters and all that stuff already. Because it's like you're just being lazy at that point, because you already have a strong character to grind on, right? Then you would go do the loot share tactic from there. Yeah.
I can understand people not having much time and things, and that's fair enough. That's another thing. People are always like, what should I do? Should I, grind out all keys at once? Should I do a mixture of both? Because you do, I've got so many keys, I'll go and do GRs, then I'll do some keys, and then you kind of flip-flop between the two.
Yeah.
I tend to try and grind out as many keys as I can, because it's the thing I like the least. Just so because I get annoyed of having to keep picking up. Yeah, I hate trying to keep picking up DVs. I'd rather get as many keys as I can, farm as many GRs as I can, and then do it in big chunks like that. So I suppose that's the way you would kind of play if you didn't have much time, maybe as well. One day grind out keys. The next day grind out GRs. You'll probably see more drops that way. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, I think I do maybe like 20 and then 20, or 30 and 30. Like I'll do like 20, 30 keystones and then 20, 30 GRs. Mm-hmm. But like if you're playing solo especially, one of the good strat is to do like 1 torment, 1 or 2 torments, and then 1 or 2 GRs back and forth to get your pools. Or like, you don't want to, you can only stack 10 pools of reflection. So that way you always have like a little bit boosted XP. But yeah, I mean, it's really like whatever motivates you is probably the best thing. Because, if it's exciting that you do like 100 and 100, or you're like Blood and you do, 30 and 30, like your morale is going to drop before anything else. So definitely whatever is most exciting you should do. But there's a lot of different strats you can do. Like you do 1 T16, you're going to get at least 1 pool, and then you do 1 GR and you'll burn it, and then back and forth, right? So that's kind of something you could do to keep it fresh, and you go back and forth. Or I think for me, the thing that keeps it the most exciting is different classes, because even if it's like I'm playing all 3 spin classes, it's still different. If I go Paj and Whirlwind and the God set, they're still different, and it's like different gear I'm looking for and different scenery. I feel like that's probably the best for just keeping you engaged. But, then one character is not going to be geared out as much as the others, because you're going to be, dividing your time amongst the 3. So you have to bear that in mind also, I guess.
Yeah, it's like you get into groups and key farm is super fast, especially when you've got DHs. Everyone just goes wild. But equally, sorry, just throwing a cough there. Equally, you've got like, GRs are also fast. If you're speeding, you're going to burn through the keys. So even if you farm like 50 keys for me, you can burn through those super fast and be straight back into key farming as well. So it's kind of weird. Playing solo is different though. You can grind out 20 keys by yourself. That takes a little bit of time compared to playing in a group, and, burning through those 20 keys also takes a bit of a time because it's just you. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe solo has a nicer time of that. I don't know. I'm thinking
not so good. The progression's definitely slower, right? You're getting, 4 times less loot, like magic finds. So It's definitely slower. I like the arc. It's really nice. I mean, I like playing with people too, but yeah, it's pretty chill, and you can pause it and all that stuff. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I did some pub bounties with Apex. So obviously there was 2 of us, because that's the time I don't mind doing public bounties, is when I've got at least one other person I know is reliable.
Yeah, not making a sandwich or something when you're doing bounties. Yeah.
And we went in, and there were quite a few people that couldn't do T16, and the whole thing of unlocking public T16, you have to do a GR70, is it? Solo?
Yeah.
To unlock being able to play in public T16. So I don't know how someone can do a 70 but not be able to do T16. It's very weird. So yeah, we kept getting people that were just not capable or didn't understand split bounties.
Like
it's a
join
peeve
you.
of mine. Yeah, they come and join you, and it's like, okay, so I always start Act 1 or 4 because I'm the fastest at doing that, because I don't know, I do that one so much that it's just like second nature. I don't even need to look really what I'm doing. So I'll start my bounty. Next thing I know, someone's like right behind me, just following me around, and I'm like,
hey brother, what are you up to? Yeah. Hey sister.
Like, hello.
Yeah. Hi.
So I'll move then and go to a different act, because I'm like, okay, maybe they want to do this act. So I'll move, and they move with you, and it's like,
when somebody joins your bounty, that's like somebody jumps in the shower with you or something. You feel so disgusted.
Yeah, it's like,
they sit next to you or something. Yeah. There's like all this seating. I get so disgusted. Yeah.
I'd leave the game. So it happened a few times, and I whispered Apex, and I was like, yo, we're leaving this game because this guy's just following me around. I ain't having it.
Yeah, I mean, when you can go to the gym, there'd be like 100 treadmills, and I would just get in a random one, and then there'd be no one else on any treadmill, like late at night or early in the morning, and then one person will walk all the way and stand right next to me, and then be in the right treadmill right next to me. I'm like, what are you doing here?
It's like, pretty offensive.
It's like 100. Yeah, you just got me thinking about all the strats, when you go to the restroom, like the urinals or something. I guess it's not for ladies, but for guys, like there's like 15. Why are you standing next to me? yo, every other one at least, man. Yo, chill.
I can imagine that being perfect, but also I get really angry about this. Like, I'm like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I find it really, I find it really offensive. Or when people aren't doing anything. Like, you can be really fast and do like 2 maps, and you'll finish your map, and instantly, no matter what they are doing, there is always one person that will rush to town and hand it in really quickly. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like there's been an influx of new players in general. I think maybe that's like what's happening, because like we have a culture, I guess, for like it's been like over 8 years the game's been out, and like I guess we have a culture, like you pull your weight in bounties, even if you're bad, like we don't care if you're bad, at least be able to complete it, and don't join other people's, and don't turn it in early, and all this stuff, because people's inventories are be full.
Unwritten rules. Yeah, that's the thing. They'll see you got a jelly gob. Now, no one shares a jelly gob. You don't call that unless it's at the very start and you're already in a group.
Maybe like the first few days of the season. Yeah, maybe. So
you've just done a jelly gob, and they're turning in a bounty, and it's like, really?
Yeah.
My bags. Somebody I've picked things up.
In chat yesterday said that they got like they were doing pubs, and then someone killed a rainbow goblin, and then just did it all by themselves, and then didn't tell anybody. And I was like, yeah, when you do pubs, man, you gotta be looking at chat, because some people will just do it. They don't even care. There's like in T16, that's like 16 to 30 legendaries you're gonna get from a rainbow.
Yeah, it happens often there, actually. I've seen it so often that people just won't say anything, and they'll go and do it. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
So I'm always, it's not often I do pub bounties anyway, but if I do, I definitely watch the chat, because if you don't, you just won't know. They'll just go and do it and you'll miss out. And that would be really sad if Lillian was actually in there.
Yeah, I mean, you can catch people accidentally. If you don't have the cosmics then yeah, definitely you want to join the rainbow. You know, you can even type in chat like "save it for end?" ? Teleport to that person, and just to kind of cover your butt, and just if they're doing it, then just do it with them. Who cares? Because at least you don't lose out on all that loot. You know, sometimes like I'll go back to town really quick and clear out my inventory or whatever. Like, you know, just the basic stuff. I don't like look at legendaries, but yeah, you clear out the basic stuff. And you can see people like they might accidentally click a banded shrine, you know, and you could teleport to them really quick. Yeah. So looking at the chat's important. You know, you can even jump on a jelly goblin if you're in town doing nothing for a second. You get like probably 30 to 70 DBs for a jelly goblin. So
yeah, I love a jelly goblin.
I love a good
Probably
jelly
my
goblin.
Yeah, it's always exciting when you're in a vault and you're like, oh, this vault's really bad, and then jelly gob happens, and
then you get another one. You're like, oh yeah, this is great. I could do this all day. Yeah. So
another question. Not seen it so much in chat. I have a few times. Have you noticed a crazy influx of wallers?
Wallers, huh? Let me think about this. Well, so I played. We played Lawn, Poison Scythe, and then I played God DH, and I think they're both pretty bad against Wallers. So maybe because everyone's playing God DH, and you know, like you notice it once you're looking for it, or like some builds like aren't affected by Wallers at all, so they don't even think about it. It might be something like that. Because
we keep getting push monks as well. A few push monks have been like, my Tempest Rush is just dropping, and I'm like, yeah, that's a Waller problem.
Yeah, stop running into Wallers. Yeah, sometimes you get perfectly walled in, you can't do anything.
Yeah, you just kind of ping pong off the sides.
Yeah, that was me on hardcore this season. I've had a the Kool-Aid potion, so you can walk through walls, because I feel like there's been a lot of Wallers. I agree with you, right? I think there's been a lot of Wallers. But I also think maybe like once you get a Toyota Celica, all you see is Toyota Celicas now, you know? I think it could be something like something like that, possibly. Like once you're looking for it, you see it constantly.
Yeah, maybe we are all seeing it actually, because there's still barbs happening, a lot of whirlwind barbs. So you notice it on a whirlwind barb. God DH, yeah. But yeah, maybe we're just playing things that notice them more, but it does feel like they're everywhere.
Yeah, like a lot of the popular classes, I feel like, are affected adversely by Wallers, and that could be it.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of shielding as well, actually. Walling, shielding. And a lot of grotesques, actually. Pretty much all of my GRs are filled with grotesques.
That grotesque killed my necromancer simulacrums. Is so tragic. I always have to run away.
That's another issue. Yeah. So you've had issues, your simulacrums just vanishing.
Yeah, I had one day where I was triggered, right? I was pushing for like 2 hours and they just kept dying, and you have to really pay attention to what's killing them, and then you have to like avoid that. So.
Yeah, because it could be a furnace, you're standing safe, they could be just behind you, or I don't know. A lot of people have been saying they just vanish, but they do die. Not often, but it seems to happen a lot. I don't know. They do seem to just disappear a little bit. I haven't played Necro yet, but watching you can see them on the mini map, but sometimes they're just not there, or it looks like they're not there and they're just under your little dot on the map. Or
that's one reason why I use Bone Spear, because like you can't see sometimes when there's like 100 enemies on screen, so I'll throw like a Bone Spear off screen, and then if I see 3, you know, then I'm like, okay, they're alive somewhere in there. You know. They, from my experience, they die mostly to grotesque explosions. I think they're either like there's a weird bug that kills them, because like even like a low level grotesque, like a 1 grotesque on T16 will kill both of them. So that's like, I feel like that's obviously like doesn't make sense, but So they must be like a bug, or they're like just really weak to physical. So like Blood Maw, when he jumps and smashes, or like some Rift Guardians have like giant cleave attacks, like they just get destroyed. So you have to like, the good thing is they follow you, so you have to move out the way. You have to like overly dodge. You can't like wait to the last second to dodge anymore. You have to just move away like with a second and a half to spare. That way that they can clear with you. They don't just keep attacking. They kind of attack when you attack. So when you run away, they follow you instantly, which is really nice. And that's how you reposition them anyway when you're trying to get them to hit the Rift Guardian. So it's pretty good, the AI overall. It's just, I feel like they're dying to random stuff, and probably there's more things that you guys can report too, because I feel like they're dead a lot. Yeah, it's just not fun. Not fun at all. Especially it's like the strongest Necro build right now, so a lot of people are playing it.
Yeah, it's not like Witch Doctor pets. They seem to, just do their thing. They don't really die from much.
Well, the Enforcer gem though, we don't use it. Yeah, we don't use that with this build. They're not like pets technically. They're like, I don't know, clones of yourself.
It's weird that they're not pets though. I find it strange that they don't act as pets. I understand like they're not a pet, but it's weird.
Yeah. It's a fun build, and it's still like worth the trouble. But going from God DH, where God DH doesn't really have anything that affects. I mean, you run away from Juggernauts. You might skip a shielding. You might skip Waller, depending. You feel like you can kind of do everything, and then going to Necromancer, like you hit like a truck, especially like with a lot of density. But I have like more things I have to worry about, So it was like almost cumbersome. Like I don't move as fast, and then I have to watch these two guys, these two schlubs dying on me all the time. It did feel like a little bit more, I had to manage all 5 of my Nair stacks. So it did feel like a lot more work, not necessarily harder to play, just like more like cumbersome, because you're like,
That's the thing, it seems simpler because you're just swinging your scythe and kind of getting on with it, or throwing a spear. But at the same time, you're actually more involved with it than God DH, for example, because you've got all these things to kind of look at. And if you want to move, you stop attacking because they're going to follow you then. So yeah, it's a little more involved than other things, I suppose.
Yeah, it's like low key, more complex than you would think, even though you are just literally swinging your scythe back and forth. Having to manage these 2 little guys is a full-time job, right? Being a single parent out here in the Rift. Yeah, it's tough. So
yeah,
hopefully they do something about it, like a patch or something.
Yeah. Another common question, augments. How important are augments? Yeah. That was a weird way someone put it, actually. How important are they? Yeah, I don't know what you would do with your gems if you weren't using them to augment anyway. Yeah,
we're just used to it
gems,
at this point.
You can only go so far with your main gems. So
I kind of we've been getting a lot of these questions, like you just said, and it's kind of hard to put it in words because it really depends on your game time, in my opinion. Like you just do like the most you can do with the time that you have. Like how important are augments? Super important. Mega, they could be like I don't know, like you just ding 70, you probably, like let's say you just hit 70 and you have like yellow gear, maybe some legendaries, and let's say you probably have like around 5,000 to 6,000 main stat, right? A full set of 100 augments, like 13 times like 100 augments, you have a 6,500 main stat. So they're really important. It's just that you get more main stats sometimes from your augments than you get from your gear. So it's really good, really important. What I mean mostly by game time is like, how long you're playing, like I'm going to play 7 classes. I don't have time to do like 2 sets of augments. All 7 classes, that would be 14 sets of augments. That's crazy. So I just do like 90s on all 7 classes. So I do 7 sets of augments across each class in the game, and that's fun for me. So if you're going to be playing for, a month, then you could probably do 2 sets in a month. You can do like your throwaway set, like 70 to 90, And then your second set would be like 100 to 120 or even more, depending if you're in groups or not. So I would just keep them 20 levels apart if you're doing 2 sets and kind of plan out your game time. And like, I feel like your game time, and then you can go higher with the first set, higher with the second set, or lower with the first set, lower with the second set. It just depends. I would keep them 20 levels apart if possible, like do hundreds and then do 120s, for instance. Doing something that's like 5 or 10 levels apart just seems like almost like a waste of time because it's just a little bit of an increase. You don't get like that nice jump. So
yeah,
what's your strat?
That's another common question. What level do you start augmenting?
Yeah.
Well, it's based on you. I'll do it if I hit a bump in the road and I can't push past it, even if I get, the perfect open maps and the perfect pylons and I still don't clear, then I'll consider augmenting. But you've got your 3 gems. If you're playing one character, you've got your 3 main gems. You know what GR you're hitting. Your gems are now leveled up. You've got to level something anyway to, close the rift.
It's going to happen.
Come naturally. Yeah.
That's like a byproduct.
Naturally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So me, my first ones, I'll generally do hundreds, probably, if not 90s.
Especially if you're in group play, that's 100 is like easy, right? Because you got a group comp, right? You always play in groups pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's even
super
easier.
Easy.
Mm-hmm. You're running like speeds, and it's just super easy to get speed hundreds in a group setting. So that's a really good level to get to, especially like even solo. Like I could easily get to 100. It's just I have 7 classes, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need, I don't know how you do it. The management of all of them.
If I had like 2 classes, then I would probably even go to like 110 for my first set and then 130s for my second set, because I just have more time to dedicate to that. So it really scales depending on your game time and your plans. Like if you're going to have alts, you can even do like 70s if you're going to do like 5 classes or something. You're still going to get a good chunk of power. So definitely plan it out.
I think the highest orgs were season 19, but that's because we were consistently running like 119s as speeds and stuff. So our gems were just constantly getting upped and upped and upped. But normally, even a random group, group of friends, you're going to be running hundreds at least, probably, even if you pick up a random group, it's generally speed 99s, 100s, 110s. While you're in a group setting, if you play groups, make the most of it. While you're playing on your own, doing your GRs, start leveling those other gems up as well. If your gem's on like, a 30% chance, ignore it. Start leveling your other gems. So then if you do get into a group, you can take advantage of that, because you can push higher and harder and, faster with a group than you can solo for the most part. So that's kind of what I do. I take advantage of when I'm in a group. I've got, gems that are like sitting at level 70 or 80. And then I start leveling a new one. So I would save them kind of until I'm in a group. Unless I just don't group, then I start leveling them out myself. But that's kind of what I do. That's my strat. Get them all to a good level. Then there's nothing worse than being in a group. You're going fast and then you're like, damn, I've got to start this gem from level 1 now because I don't have anything else. I wish there was a way gems would start differently. Like say you reach a level 100 gem, you've upped it to 100. I wish there was like an option in the empowerments to kind of like start at a different level for a gem or something, trade a gem in that's useless for a higher level gem or something like that.
Maybe.
I wish there was something that way. Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, kind of add to it or something. One thing too, you reminded me when I used to run groups like 2 seasons ago. If you're running groups, right? And like, let's say you get home from work or school and you're like, I just want to blast. And then you get invited to a group and you're like, damn, I only have like 10 keys. Right? That's like the worst. So one thing I would do is have a healthy supply of, I would definitely favor keystones. I wouldn't do like the 1-to-1 method I was talking about earlier. For group play, I would always have like 100 keys probably on softcore or a hardcore if you're running groups, just because, you finally get a good group and you have to leave. It really hurts, right?
Mm-hmm.
You finally get a good group after all week or 3 days, and you have like 10 keys. It's pretty tragic. So definitely keep a healthy supply if you're running groups. It happened
to us one night. We had like a revolving door of people because they just didn't have keys, and I was like, damn. It gets kind of frustrating as well because you have keys, and then someone will join, and like 5 GRs later they're like, oh, I'm out of keys.
And the people waiting too, because like let's say the people in the group itself had to wait like 5-10 minutes to find someone, and they're just like kind of putzing around, and they get somebody and they run a few, and then they have to wait 5-10 minutes to find someone else, and then kind of it's a little morale. It's the morale a little bit, but that's
the thing. It's like, I understand people have limited time and things, but you know that people want to run multiple GRs as a group and things, and it does take time to find people sometimes. People might be off solo pushing or doing whatever, and you finally find someone, and a couple of GRs are like, okay, I've got to go now, and it's sad because you're like having fun and you're running these GRs super fast, and you're having a good time, you're doing really good on time of clearing and stuff, and then someone's like, I gotta go, and it's like, oh, feels bad.
Yeah. You're like, really? I'm going to block you now. Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah, I hate you.
I hate you now.
Yeah, it's a weird one, but yeah, I wish there was more options with leveling gems, because it's sad when we always empower because we have the gold. But there's nothing worse than paying the same amount to empower when you're starting leveling a level 1 gem.
Yeah.
I think it should, I don't know, base it at the end on how much gold it takes on your gem level.
The leveling like a level 1 gem, like a 128 or 119 speed. I don't know why it doesn't bother me, but I would like some kind of gem system, because like if you die on hardcore specifically, like that really sets you back like 40 hours, right? Like it can set you back a long time dying with your augments. Like once you augment, you're committed, like, so it would be nice to have some system, or maybe you can take them off and swap them that way. Like if I put on like 100 augment, and then when I replace it with the 120, I'd get the 100 back or something, and then I could put that on my alt or something else. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe there's some way.
It's nice to have something.
Yeah, something, right? It's like, or like if you salvage a piece of gear with an augment on it, because you get a better one, you get your augment back, like a little augment token gem or something.
Even if it was 10 levels less than what you put it on there, that would still be something. If they don't want to keep throwing gems back at us, have a little small penalty or something,
Yeah, like maybe
put
you
a level
lose all
100
your
on,
gems,
get 90 back. Yeah.
You like lose all your gems or something. Yeah. Like some kind of penalty. Or half, like, did you say half of it or something? Like half of the level?
Yeah. Say like you put 100 on there and it gives you back a level 90 or even a level 50 back. That wouldn't even be that bad, because, that's like what, 10 GRs worth at level 50 or whatever. So yeah, I think that makes a big difference in time. 10 GRs, cool. Like, yeah, it's quite a while.
There might be a way to do it that way. There's a little quality of life change for us,
Yeah, it would be nice. Another question is, we get asked about the bad add-on that people use a lot. What if there were legal add-ons for, I don't know, quality of life changes, changing the UI, or
that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, like I hate looking for my COE even, and then it's moving around left and right across different buffs. It doesn't even make sense. Like the COE should be in the same spot, should be able to move it and like drag it. It's the game was just designed so long ago, maybe, but yeah, I would love add-ons. I would love a recount. I'd love like a damage meter. Yes. That'd be amazing. I'd love a scalable UI. I can drag and put everything where I want around my character. Yeah, especially with like, what's up?
weak auras would be pretty cool.
Oh, weak auras? Yeah, weak auras would be good from World of Warcraft, yeah. I would love add-ons for sure. It would really, you know what I mean, make everything. I think just being able to move stuff, you know, what would be fun is like an auto cast, where you just like right click the ability and then it just auto casts for you. That'd be pretty cool for like buffs and stuff that are like, you know, irrelevant, you know. Be down for that.
I think it would be nice to have it in D4. At least, I don't know, be able to change something. The game is beautiful, but sometimes it's very big.
Like the amount
It's
of
like
the amount
icons
of stuff
and things.
yeah like the big cursor
big.
is kind of ridiculous. The
That
spell
cursor
effects
is such a meme. I
Yeah,
can't
the
cope with
giant-
the big cursor.
the giant hand cursor. When it first came out, I used it for like, I don't know, one day, and then I was like, this is crazy for me. But I guess if you like, you can't, if you do lose track of it, it's good for some people, but for me it looks like the cursor is like half the size of your character. It's like ridiculous in relation.
Yeah. Although I have seen it apparently makes it easy to click pylons when there are multiple mobs around it, a lot of density. I don't know if that's true because I've never used it because it looks ridiculous. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. But even, you know, like the bars and things are very big. And while my UI is so minimalistic, like everything's set on the bottom and it's so clean, and yeah, I love it. I spend a lot of time making my UIs and things. So it would be nice to be able to change things like that. I'm not saying get rid of their artwork or anything or how things look. It would be nice to scale them maybe, because you know, automatically in your mind, you know what you're pressing, what you have where on your bars. So you're never really looking at it so much. But, you know, like you said, COE, you have to look at it to know which cycle's coming next and things and coordinate. But when that hops around on the bar, it's kind of, you know,
like
annoying
a shell game when you're trying to like dodge, you're trying to dodge impalers and explosions and mortars, and then you're looking at a shell game above your ability bar of where your buffs are. Like it's, you know.
And it's even worse if you're in a group as well and you've got a monk or, you know, a barb and you've got all the buffs from other people as well. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just like a tidal wave of buff icons. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I hope they change it, or at least in D4, maybe they think about that. Well, D4 seems slower anyway, but, you know, so did Diablo 3 started out slow, so you can make that argument as well.
Yeah. Do you think people will mod D3 once D4 comes out, actually? Could it be a thing that, you know, other games have been modded?
Maybe.
I don't know if it could be a thing. I'm
like
not
they
sure.
did, like Path of Diablo on Diablo 2, and they do like something like that with D3. I don't know. Blizzard would maybe like loosen up the reins and let people do stuff. It's possible. Don't make D3 too good. I'll come back. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, you know, people ask you all the time, what if D4 isn't good? Are you going to come back to Diablo 3? Probably, yeah.
Probably. Even if it's like for the a first month of a season. I really, really enjoy the game, and I would imagine that there's still going to be changes, at least like for a while, because you know, like they still patch Diablo 2 every few years. So yeah, I mean, there's so many good memories in D3, and I love the game. Probably my favorite game of all time. I can't imagine anything is like I've played even more than this. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely come back every season, even with D4. Even if D4 was good and successful and like the perfect game, I would still come back to D3 for at least like some like short burst of a season. It would be nice to even have 2 seasons, like, because D4 is going to have seasons and then D3 has seasons. So yeah, it'd be fun to jump back in even for a little bit and then go back to D4 and whatever, you know. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see how many people still come back to it as well. Even when D4's out, that would be interesting for me, especially.
Yeah, I think it'll be.
Yeah.
I think people will appreciate Diablo 3 more later. Like they'll be like, you know what, that was a pretty good game.
Maybe Bludd wasn't crazy out of his mind, you know?
Maybe a lot of the cheating would stop happening once D4's out, because people will be playing that. That might be interesting to have a look at.
A clean leaderboard. Yeah, finally.
Yeah, that would be crazy interesting to see after all this time what the actual real kind of numbers that people get to are going to be.
Yeah.
You know, plus, you know, I want to see people, you know, there's people with like 11, 12, 13,000 Paragon. How high can they actually get it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be interesting, definitely.
You'll hit that 20K mark. Not playing D4 till I hit 20,000 Paragon.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, definitely.
Yeah.
I had a random thought, actually.
Hit me.
So someone set me onto it yesterday. So when we get lucky or unlucky, actually, at the end of a GR on softcore, what if our luck is based upon someone dying in hardcore and we're getting their gear at the end?
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was just a really random thought. What if that has kind of, can you imagine, you know, like you died necro, someone on softcore got your gear at the end of their GR, as you died, your gear got sent over to them. That would be really like, I don't know, your RNG or
it tells you the original owner.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of funny.
That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, as long as it was like
that.
If you die on the level, then yeah, because then people die all the time, like leveling, you get like level gear, you'd be upset. So like if you like anybody that died on like a 130, you have a chance to get their gear on a 130 or something like that. That'd be kind of interesting.
Or from Kadala, actually, because we don't know where she gets her gear. So that would be kind of funny if one day, like, you're buying things from Kadala and it was like, you know, a little tooltip came from such a person. I just think it'd be really funny. I don't know.
That's actually
add up where she gets her stuff from.
Yeah, like you're rolling chess piece and it says like, you know, Wrath of the Waste chess piece, original owner Bluddshed, whatever, like, you know, that means that I'm dead, obviously.
You would keep it as well, you know, because you'd be like,
crazy.
Oh my god, yeah. So
like it might be augmented, really cool. And that it would make it even more crazier. Like you can get like a augment on it and like stat rolls and maybe like a GG item, you know, it'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if it came as you rolled it and things, and you know how you rolled it, that would be pretty insane.
The trade-off would be like, maybe you can't roll it, right? So like, well, what's the negative? So like, if I already had rolled the gloves would already be rolled. Like those are the gloves, you know, like you'd have to you'd have to roll the thing that I rolled off basically. So that would be kind of a cool way to balance it. So I mean,
it would be really funny if people trolled.
Yeah,
that would be amazing because, you know, it just vanishes. So it would be nice, you know, because you see in Diablo, you go into like the different acts and there's, you know, soldiers that are injured and things like that and been wounded in battle. So it would kind of be cool, you know, someone dies in hardcore, their stuff gets recycled and carries on their legacy kind of thing. I don't know. I just think it would be really cool.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I would love that. Especially you could do it in D4 in a way because there's going to be hardcore. And I'm sure there's going to be some vendor to get random gear. I mean, I don't know for sure. But, I mean, even if you got it as a drop, it just randomly got put into the loot tables and somebody could just get it. Yeah, PvP. Yeah, true. If you died like permadeath on PvP even. And then
they can pick up your gear or... Yeah, I think it'd be really cool. Just random thoughts.
Yeah. Why not? I'm down. I'm looking through our list here. There's a lot of questions. We've been getting blasted all week on questions. What's a good one? Let me see. Do you see anything?
We have a few. We've got God DH2 Godly, Stonies, Too Godly.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are saying it is actually.
It's really, really strong. Yeah. The God DH is really powerful because you really can have a lot of mobility and you're good against a lot of elites And all you really need is density. You can get some crazy combos. You get to use Flavor of Time. You can pull off some crazy combos with Flavor of Time. You can pull off some crazy combos if one elite has that slow time bubble we talked about. So there's like a slow time bubble on the battlefield. It's basically like a Condi. Then you pull all the elites to it. And the arrow moves at really slow speed and it just keeps ticking away. So you're getting like Hungering Arrow ticks like crazy. And you're just destroying it. So you have like a lot of win conditions, I guess. God DH is pretty great right now.
Yeah, Asia has a 140 on hardcore last time I checked with like 2100 Paragon.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Especially this early as well. 2100 is a good amount of Paragon for this early in the season, but also a 140 on hardcore this early in the season.
Yeah.
That's pretty beastly. Yeah. I don't know. I hope they don't change it. I don't know. They probably will after this season. Maybe they'll tweak a few things.
That's been their MO, right? Like they had Mundanugu, and then they removed the pet damage, and then they had Crusader, and they removed the 5 stacks from it. Veers got nerfed. Their attack speed isn't multiplicative from the weapon anymore, which severely knocked him down like 7 levels. Like a lot of these S tier builds have been getting hit besides Whirlwind Barb, really. So
yeah, I don't think they dare to touch the Whirlwind Barb.
They're scared of barbs, I think.
Yeah, they're scared of that forum.
The barb community is strong.
Yeah, they are fierce.
I honestly think that they're terrified of the barb community, and we're not even joking.
Yeah. We were for a while, every barb we got in the group. Yeah, I don't know. You ask them one simple thing and they leave. It's like,
oh yeah, with the groups,
barbs are they're so temperamental, like
real barbarians or something, you might say.
Yes,
the horde,
it
man,
is
barbarian
like
horde.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think they would also remove something from the God DH, like maybe Vala's over procking. Or like maybe they'll lower Hungering Arrow damage, or there might be something that they do, like they'll just be like, it was a bug. Belt. Yeah, it was a bug, so we decided to. Or the belt, yeah, the belt's a good suggestion. They might lower the belt damage or something.
I wouldn't mind them lowering it as long as they fix the momentum to be you keep the stacks. That I'd be happy there. Because like I said last week, it makes no sense. Perhaps the clarity works that way. Momentum should too.
We'll save you some carpal tunnel, but we're gonna take away a little bit of your damage.
Exactly. I'd
be
happy
just call it
with
a bug.
that.
Yeah. It's probably gonna get adjusted, but it's okay because we have one season of like just rampant fun, and then it gets normalized, and it's not gonna. When we say adjusted or nerfed, it's not gonna go to like obscurity. It's probably still gonna be A tier, just like. Mundanugu is still strong, Crusader is still strong, and so forth. Like, it's not going to get completely destroyed. Veers is probably the biggest nerf, but it's still in the A tier also. Like, it's like in that 138 territory. So, even Veers is still really good.
I think it's more of the thing, it's so powerful very early game. Like, you did the 123 very quickly.
Yeah, like in 40 hours, I think. I did a 123 on hardcore. And 3 or 4 augments, like 90 augments, like level 90s. Like not even
like
full
for
ancient.
a lot of people, you play every day, and for a lot of people, once they hit that kind of level, they're kind of like, okay, well, what now? It's little, because it's so early in the season, and I don't know. I'm all for it being powerful, but I'm not going to say it should be nerfed, but I think it's too powerful, especially early game, which isn't always a bad thing, but we want people to stick around and play the game.
Yeah. It does kind of feel bad, like when, like I'm on my 3rd class this season, and when I play God DH, I'm running 90s or 95s, like in 2 minutes. Like, it's like 2 minutes flat a lot of times. And then my other classes are like 3.5, so it's like, damn, like, why am I even playing?
Exactly.
I get the joy of playing new classes, but I get that also devil on my shoulder that is like, I can see both sides to it, where it's like, really, like, this is like a waste of time almost. I should just farm on DH and then fund my other characters. And so It's pretty wild.
I don't know. It would get a bit stale as well. You know, it is godly. It is fun, but also I can't play it for too long a period at one time. I don't know. It just gets to me a little bit. I love it, but it gets a bit repetitive with the constantly having to do the momentum and stuff.
And they don't stop spinning, and they don't stop spinning.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Do we have any questions?
No one loves us this week.
No questions. We get all the questions in stream, just not in the Discord section for whatever reason. You know, so if you ever want to leave a question, you can. Probably the best place to do it is on Discord in the questions section. But like on stream, and we get like millions of questions like all day. You know.
Yeah,
so,
our list is still so long. Like we could go on for hours.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list you made. I mean, like there's a million questions here. Like somebody says, let's just pretend someone asked this. Johnny Appleseed says, "Yo, Blood, yo, Blood. What's better, man? Stone Gauntlets or Mantle of Channeling?" Right. So Mantle's going to be more DPS, obviously, because it gives you damage, and Stonies is going to give you more survivability. It's a lot more. Stone Gauntlets might be the biggest damage increase in the game at 250% armor. It's pretty wild. This is the reason why a lot of builds can even tank. Like a lot of lawn builds are even viable at a high level. Stone Gauntlets are insanely good. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's no comparison. Once you're pushing at the high level, 125s and above, Stonies make so much of a difference. It's insane because a dead DPS can't do any DPS. So while the mantle gives you, the damage, you might die. So yeah, you can't do any DPS when you're dead. So yeah, it makes a big difference, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Bear that in mind depending on what you're doing. People ask me that because I started playing Whirlwind Barb, and they're like, "Why are you using Stonies for pushing?" And I'm like, because I'm gonna die, man. I got to tank the whole map. And you kind of pretty much go to a forest and you pull everything, and then you use your area damage to try to kill everything together, and then you drag the elites and do it again. So it's really, really good when you're solo pushing. If I was running speeds, no, I wouldn't use it. I would use Mantle or Nemesis Bracers or whatever, something else. But pretty good overall. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can always leave a review on Spotify, Apple, pretty much wherever you watch it. You can like the episode, download it. Downloading helps a lot. You can support patreon.com/bloodshed. Big shout out to all the patrons every week. We really appreciate you. And the questions, important. Remember Discord section. Just type in there. You're good to go. Rekka, good job putting this together. You didn't even get to half of it, I don't think.
I know, not even half. Yeah,
we can carry over
this.
maybe.
Yeah, we can use some of it next week. They're still going to be asked, so they're super common. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good. We'll get to them next week for sure.
A two-parter.
Right, part 2 of the big Q&A stream. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Everyone have a good week, and peace out. Bye.
Bye.